Like, and you see things like the white party be there, and then they have a little baby like in a sandwich. Like they're hugging them from the front and the back and stuff.
Baby is absolutely one of the best human beings in the planet. All right, we're at a party, everyone's drunk. It's a 13-hour party. People drink a lot of alcohol.
Since that high-profile Michael Rubin party, 50 Cent has made it clear his opinion of Lil Baby has changed. Speaking on the situation, he hinted that something about that night made him feel Lil Baby wasn't the same anymore, saying, "That ain't my boy no more. They got him." He was referring to a now viral clip making the rounds online. In the video, Lil Baby is seen wearing a tank top, a bright pink belt, and showing off fresh thigh tattoos, on his thighs. The moment caught plenty of attention, and social media wasted no time weighing in, with many poking fun at his new look and debating what might have inspired the change.
It's 100 people at the party. We in the middle of 100 people. There's nothing weird we could be doing.
For online, the reactions have been blunt. People are asking, who gets thigh tattoos before covering their arms or chest? For a lot of fans, it's one of the oddest moves they've seen from a rapper in a while, and they're not holding back on saying so. But for 50, it's not just about the style choice or how it looks. He's been dropping hints that there's more going on behind the scenes, something deeper than a simple fashion statement. He's been pointing back to that big Hamptons white party, the one where Michael Rubin wrapped his arms around Lil Baby from behind while cameras were rolling. Since then, he says, Baby just hasn't carried himself the same. In the 50s' view, this isn't really about new ink or switching up the wardrobe. He's framing it as part of what he calls a public, humbling process, a move certain artists have to go through if they want to hold on to their fame and keep their seat at the table. The real question people keep asking is what actually happened at that party. Who is Michael Rubin? And why does he always seem to have the most talked about young rappers around him? Adding to the conversation, fans remember Lil Baby once saying in several interviews that he would never get tattoos. He explained it was because he wanted to keep a professional image while securing his money. Fast forward to 2025, and Lil Baby is showing off 90s baby inked across his thighs. In a new Instagram photo dump, he captioned it back in that mode. Several shots featured him wearing shorts, making sure the lettering on each leg, 9S on one side and Baby on the other, was clearly visible. Along with that, he's now sporting a large CBUF design running down his lower left leg, which he first revealed on July 4th. The reaction online was rough. Fans left comments calling it a humiliation ritual and saying things like, "I'm sorry you let them get to you and the industry got a hold of my boy." Others joked about him needing to lay off the shorts. Then came the clip that went viral, Lil Baby on stage in the same shorts, same pink belt, and a tank top, pulling his shorts up mid-performance so the new tattoos were front and center. The internet quickly ran with the moment. Many claimed 50 Cent predicted this months ago, saying Michael Rubin had already shown that Lil Baby was his boy. Under the post, one person wrote, "Why is this a surprise?" Another was more direct, saying, "Bunny hops and hugs from the back from a white dude with money. This generation is lost." The online debate only made the curiosity stronger. Now, the speculation is louder than ever. People want to know what truly went on at that all-white Hamptons party, and whether there's more to the story than what was caught on camera. The mix of Rubin's presence, Lil Baby's sudden change in style, and the public reactions have kept the discussion alive, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon.
Separate himself from the industry, like he doesn't have to party with them. You guys have to understand, they had a party with men walking around with their butt cheeks out, like Kiki Palmer.
People have been asking why 50 Cent even warned rappers about getting too close to Michael Rubin. The story goes back to 2023, when Rubin hosted his ultra-exclusive all-white party in the Hamptons. The guest list was full of big names: Jay-Z, Beyonce, Tom Brady, Kim Kardashian, and Lil Baby among them. That's when things started to spark conversation online. A photo surfaced from the event showing Lil Baby caught in the middle of a hug between Rubin and NBA player Kyle Kuzma. The image quickly spread across social media, with people questioning the moment. It didn't take long for 50 Cent to jump in. He reposted the picture on Instagram, adding his own blunt commentary. In the caption, 50 wrote, "See, this is why I don't go to any parties Puffy in them at. The F is it going on here? Get the F off my young man." His post instantly became part of the conversation, pulling even more attention to the photo. It was classic 50, direct, unfiltered, and ready to stir the pot.
Mike. Man, Mike. I'm gonna come hug you right now. I'm coming to hug you. Big hug.
Unfiltered and throwing shade straight at the source. That's how 50 Cent came at the situation. But things didn't stop there. Another picture from the same night popped up online, showing Michael Rubin wrapping his arms around Lil Baby from behind. Later on, Lil Baby tried to brush it off, posting a video from a private jet with Rubin, cracking jokes about the pictures like it was all harmless fun. That's when 50 doubled down, saying this was exactly why you'd never catch him at one of those parties. At first, a lot of fans thought 50 was just trolling like he usually does, but others saw it differently. For years, there have been quiet conversations about how these big-name industry parties might not be as innocent as they seem. Some think they're a type of secret initiation, a test you have to go through if you really want to climb higher in the game. As the memes, jokes, and shady comments kept piling up, it seemed like Lil Baby started to feel the pressure. He eventually fired back, telling people to stop playing with his name. On Lil Yachty's podcast, Baby admitted the Rubin memes bothered him so much that he actually asked Rubin for the party's security footage just to shut everyone up. He wanted to prove nothing shady happened that night. But here's where it gets tricky. Baby never actually released the full footage. No receipts, no clear explanation, just moving on like the topic was over. And despite all the noise, Baby wasn't upset with Rubin. In fact, he went as far as calling Rubin a super great influence in his life, though he couldn't really put into words exactly how Rubin had influenced him.
He's rolled around with people in their skivvies.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh, now about Michael Rubin, he's spoken on it too. In an interview last year, Rubin brushed off the viral photos of him and Lil Baby, calling the whole thing ridiculous. He insisted there was nothing strange going on, saying it was just a wild party where people had a little too much to drink.
Funny, weird. Fam, I'm dapping Kuzman up, and Mike's happy to see me. He run up on me.
Right.
I got 10 other pictures. We down there. We start down there. Bam, I'm telling his ass, Mike, I'll slam your, I'll break your neck. But we play like that. They white, so they don't really understand how I understand. Like, even when the picture came out before it went viral, I told them, like, Mike, I can't have pictures like that. Right. Even though me and you playing, bro, it's 100 people at the party. We in the middle of 100 people.
Way Michael Rubin kept bringing up Lil Baby in conversations had a lot of people looking at him sideways, with some saying it came across like he was overly fixated. Many still feel there's something unusual about the way he gravitates toward young rappers, especially since he's not directly involved in the music business. And Lil Baby isn't the only example people point to. There's that well-known clip of Meek Mill doing bunny hops for Rubin on a tennis court. Meek explained it later, saying it was just the outcome of losing a friendly bet over a tennis match. But for many who saw it, the image of a white billionaire telling a black rapper to hop like a bunny while giving instructions came off as a bad look. That's what has fueled questions about Rubin and what his real connection is to the rap world. Michael Rubin's background is public information. According to his own Wikipedia page, he was born in 1972 in Philadelphia and raised in a Jewish family in Lafayette Hill. By the age of 14, he had already started a small business, opening a ski shop with his bar mitzvah money and a lease his father helped secure. He tried college at Villanova University but only stayed for one semester before dropping out. The turning point came when a friend fronted him money for an overstock sports equipment deal worth $200,000, which Rubin flipped for a profit. A closer look shows the overlap. Leonardo DiCaprio attended Diddy's white party in 1997, and years later, he was seen at Rubin's Hamptons event. Jay-Z was photographed with the late Andre Harrell at one of Diddy's parties in 2003, and more recently, he showed up at Rubin's party alongside Beyonce. These connections have led some to believe Rubin stepped directly into Diddy's old role and might have even taken it further. This is where the darker theories begin. Whispers that the parties could involve some level of blackmail or hidden agendas. Others claim Rubin and other wealthy, older white men might encourage young rappers to participate in events or behaviors that could be seen as humiliating, though no one is alleging that these actions are forced. The belief is that the artists take part willingly, possibly viewing it as a step toward more influence and opportunities in the industry.
There's nothing weird we could be doing in a party.
Right.
With all these people watching us. Literally, when that picture came out, I literally made Mike Rubin go to his security camera in his house, go to the footage and get the whole time. But I just never, I ain't even gonna post the internet. Yeah. I'm just like, right. You feel me? Like, yeah, I ain't even trying to make it into this and make it into that. Like, man, just keep on going. Cause that's kind of like how I be doing. But some, like all that type.
Some people say the reason certain artists keep showing up at Michael Rubin's events has less to do with friendship and more to do with opportunity. There are claims that some are looking for help with legal troubles, hoping powerful connections might tip the scales in their favor. Others might be chasing career boosts, chart-topping albums, award wins, or better industry positioning. The darker theories connect this directly to what Cat Williams has been saying for years. On Joe Rogan's podcast, Cat talked about these types of industry gatherings, describing them as heavy on rituals and far more complex behind the scenes than the public realizes. Cat didn't use the word ritual lightly. He has been speaking on this subject for a long time, warning that what happens at certain private events doesn't match the glamorous public image. On Joe Rogan's show, he described settings where there are rooms guests are not allowed to film in, celebrities disappearing for hours, and situations that feel like tests, the kind that can determine a person's career trajectory overnight. According to him, once you step into those inner circle spaces, you either commit fully or you're cut off permanently. This is where fans have started drawing connections. Many of the same faces Cat seemed to be alluding to in his interviews have been photographed at Rubin's all-white parties. People online believe these events aren't just about music, drinks, and fashion, they're about power dynamics. The idea is that these parties act as a way to gauge which artists are willing to align themselves with the billionaires and industry leaders who hold significant influence. Supporters of the theory point out patterns. Some artists seem to experience sudden spikes in success shortly after attending these events, while others who were once highly visible seem to fade from the spotlight not long after. Given the music industry's long history of private deals, behind-the-scenes alliances, and unspoken agreements, the idea doesn't seem far-fetched to those who already question how the game is played. Adding to the speculation is the fact that Michael Rubin isn't a music executive, yet he has consistent access to some of rap's biggest stars. For critics, that's a red flag. It raises the question of why someone outside the industry has such influence in these circles. And when you look at the guest lists from his all-white parties over the past few years, packed with chart toppers, cultural icons, and powerful figures, it becomes easier to understand why the rumors keep spreading.
He is absolutely one of the best human beings in the planet. Anything, he's just such a great human being, and like I love his work ethic. And also, like, when you hear his story, and I don't know anything about music, so when I met him the first time with Drake in the Bahamas in 2020, and he's telling me his story about, he was in jail a couple years earlier, he never rapped, and now he's got this great, kind of music career. Like, you just want to root for the guy. And I'll tell you something, I've never actually said this before. The stuff of the drug was the most ridiculous thing in the world, right? We're at a party, everyone's drunk. It's a 13-hour party. People drink a lot of alcohol. Someone captures a picture of me jumping on his back for 1 second and then says, oh, there's something suspect about it. It's just these drunken guys. By the way, before cameras, we've all done it.
Drake, Travis Scott, James Harden, Kevin Hart, Lil Uzi Vert, even Kim Kardashian, year after year, they're spotted mingling at the same invite-only summer bash. The photos always leak, and social media does its thing, zooming in on background moments, side glances, or who's talking to who. One snapshot from last year had the internet debating for weeks Lil Uzi sitting off to the side with two wealthy executives looking uneasy, while Travis shared laughs with Rubin by the bar. Then there was Drake, smiling for the camera but making a quick exit, which some took as him knowing not to linger. The real conversations don't stop at who attended. They shift to what follows: surprise collabs, abrupt breaks from the spotlight, and sudden disappearances from public view. It's the silence afterward that keeps people guessing. No one ever truly addresses what happens inside, brushing it off with humor like it's an inside joke outsiders aren't in on. The consistency in who gets invited and the timing of career shakeups fuels more than just idle chatter. For fans who keep track, the patterns stand out: the same guests, the same strange boost right after. One of the most replayed receipts is that infamous clip of Meek Mill doing the bunny hop on command. Comment sections still claim it looked less like a joke and more like someone following orders, pointing to Rubin's tone as evidence. Another moment that got dissected was Lil Baby's jet video with Rubin after their hug photos made the rounds. The baby laughed it off publicly, but some felt his reaction was too eager to shut it down. And then there are subtle cases like James Harden missing training camp to be at Rubin's event, only to land a major endorsement shortly after. Fans start connecting timelines, insisting it's all too neat to be random. Of course, none of it is confirmed. There's no hard proof, just speculation. Still, when the same stories play out each year, the internet doesn't just let it slide. Rubin doesn't comment much beyond the party's public face, leaving room for online investigators to fill in the blanks with their own theories. And the blanks keep getting darker. Each summer, the guest list grows, the event gets flashier, and the rumors snowball before, during, and long after the night is over. It's no longer just about catching photos, it's about watching who's rising, who's fading, and who seems to be climbing deeper into the inner circle. Some believe it's only a matter of time before someone inside speaks out, whether in a candid interview or a leaked recording. Others think that will never happen, saying the stakes are too high and the people involved too powerful to risk exposure. In the meantime, artists keep showing up, whether for networking, favors, or just the status of being on the list. And the same cycle plays out: polished photos, cryptic captions, and sudden business moves shortly after. If nothing changes, Rubin's summer gathering could go down as one of the entertainment industry's longest-running mysteries. The kind of thing whispered about for decades until someone finally reveals what really happens beyond those gates. Until then, the online crowd will keep watching, screenshotting, and piecing together the puzzle. Because by now, the conversation has gone far beyond just one man throwing a fancy party. The question is whether it's simply a well-connected billionaire celebrating with friends, or if there's a deeper, calculated game happening out of sight. And if the whispers hold any truth, what would you do with an invite in your hand? Some brush it off as harmless gossip, just internet theories with no real weight. Others say the patterns are too deliberate to dismiss. The repetition in attendees, timing, and sudden changes in fortune is there for anyone willing to look closely. Without someone breaking the silence, the speculation isn't going anywhere, it's only going to grow. One thing's certain: love them or doubt them, these parties have cemented themselves as one of the most anticipated and analyzed nights in entertainment. Every time the all-white dress code returns, social media braces for a fresh wave of photos, videos, and theories. The countdown begins months in advance, and by the time it's over, everyone's either defending it, doubting it, or dissecting every frame for clues. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. Stay tuned for all the latest updates and deep dives you won't want to miss.